Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Quest XI. This is part 110. We are currently right outside the Crucible Door in Mount Yuji base as they call it, but the Crucible Door nonetheless. This is the pathway that apparently leads us to the Sacred Forge, where we will be making the Sword of Light with the Orichalcum and the hammer that we have received. Let's just get into it. Last episode, you know, some serious shit went down. A little bit of stuff I promise not to bring up again, so I won't, but it happened, and we are here now to explore a new area. Oh no, it's just a small, I thought it was going to be like a nice climbing up the mountain big exploration thing, but it looks like it's just kind of going to be a run towards the smithing section. A little bit probably lit down there, to be 100% honest, but it is what it is. We're getting like, I'm assuming that I assume we're approaching quite a bit to end of the game now. Are we inside the volcano? Is that what they're trying to tell me? What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, the guiding light is possible to offer up to the volcano. Yes. We only had the one, guys. We only had the one.
What's happening?
The volcano is erupting. This is where we kill everyone inside hotel. This is why no one ever found the fucking thing that was under the lava. Guys, you might want to just wait a couple of minutes before walking there. I'm just saying. It might be a bit risky.
It's beautiful! This is the place we saw in the vision. I'd know that decor anywhere.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's make a new Sword of Light so we can go chop the Lord of Shadows down to size.
This game just refuses to let me fight bosses. I mean, okay, we fought the dragon boss, I guess. So we technically fought a boss, but in Gallopolis we didn't fight a boss. In the Orichalcum we didn't fight a boss. So this is the only one that kind of had a boss for us to do. And I mean, that boss was not even anything to do with the forging of the sword. It was more about the storyline for Hoto. So don't want to activate this just yet. First one run up here. That's what this is all about. I'm literally touching lava right now. I should be melting to death. But maybe it's because I'm immune to lava. It's possible. A great power emanates from within. This certainly seems like a place where a legendary sword could be forged. Use the forging hammer to work the Orichalcum and make a new Sword of Light. Oh, this implies I know how to forge. This game just assumes I know how to use a flute and I know how to forge. I'm amazing! I guess I've been fun forging the whole game, so. My turn done. Pass it on to Hendrik. Steven's turn.
I'll take it from here.
Go, Steven.
I'm not about to let you steal all the glory, honey. If you get to have a go, we all do.
Aye. And besides, we saw in the vision that the old heroes all had a bash. We'd best follow their lead, eh?
Amen, brother.
Yep, we're all in this together.
May the new Sword of Light be tempered by the resolve of all those who would drive darkness from this world.
Can I trade Hendrik back for Veronica, please?
Well, I'm game if you all are.
Don't give Serena the hammer, she's already OP. If you make Serena any stronger, we're gonna break the game. Who would have thought that the strongest character in the game would end up being Serena, guys? That's insane. I mean, obviously, technically, JRPG is the strongest because of Gigagash, but I mean, like, take away Gigagash, then he's pathetic. Where Serena's just all round better.
I'd never have been able to save Mia and make things right. Now it's my turn to help you.
Haha! Let's get this sword made and the world saved! I've got people to entertain and a promise to my papi to keep.
Savanda's the best.
Eleanor, Erwin, your boy turned out all right. And now I'm gonna help make sure he fulfills his destiny.
I thought it was my job to stand behind the luminary. It's not. I'm supposed to stand beside him. We all are.
I hereby pledge, as a knight of Heliodor, to fight to the end for the cause of the Luminary. May I be his sword, his shield, his unswerving companion.
Veronica, I promise to finish this without you. I'm stronger now, thanks to you. For the luminary!
Did we do it?
Looks pretty cool. It looks a bit bland. You guys need a paint job. It needs a paint job.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
And who the
Pick that thing up and
who
give
the
it a swing.
fuck etched? Who etched the freaking sides? I want to know who etched it. Someone had to etch those pointy points. You can't hit that with a hammer. That had to get etched. That you can't make that the hammer. You can't make that edge. You can't sharpen it with a hammer. You need to etch it. It looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. I want to point out that the Dark Lord knows exactly where you are now, by the way. JRPGaming acquires the Sword of Light. Yeah, we got the Sword of Light, baby.
Your allies are assembled. You have the means to take to the air, and now you possess the Sword of Light. The time to face the Lord of Shadows is at hand.
What he said. Let's finish this.
Two problems. It's finally time, JRPG, we're finally going to do it. Let's use the Calamus Flute to summon Cetacea. She'll be able to take us to the Fortress of Fear, I'm sure of it. A waterfall reforging the Sword of Light with the help of your friends and setting out with it to see the Lord of Shadows toppled. A waterfall acquiring at least 100 accolades. Okay. One little thing. We only have 4 of the 6 orbs. Where are the other 2 orbs? A. Second little thing. There's 1,000 stuff I still need to do before we go to the Lord of Shadows. Just let me tell you that right now again. If you think I'm going straight to the Lord of Shadows, you are highly incorrect. Third thing, the shield surrounding the Lord of Shadows is still there, if I'm correct. We have not yet disposed of that, so I'm not entirely sure what you guys mean, but anyway. And last, but certainly not least, if this is going to be the end of the game, if I can go to the Lord of Shadows, which I doubt, I've got a lot of stuff to do. But the problem comes in, there's still a lot of things I still need to do. Do I have a purple orb? Item, unborn items. I do have the purple orb. But who did I get the purple orb from? I don't know where I got the purple orb. Okay. So I think what we want to do now is we want to... Well, let's go character work, because a lot of points quickly. Take a few seconds out of our busy schedule. Kaklang, we need to learn Kaklang, right? That's what we have to learn, or Resilience. Or we can learn MP. Let's learn Kaklang. Kaklang unlocks 2. Well, unlocks 2, but gets us... Ooh, Fly by Night. You learn a new pet power called Fly by Night. Jade, Kendrick, and JRPGaming. Okay, cool. And we got Zapple. Beautiful. And then over here we got Magical Might, and we got Pep Up Power. Pep Up Power Up. Increases the bonus of power being pepped up. And then, beautiful. So, JRPGaming Luminary side's really making a go at it. Our boy Eric, we're gonna go into Guile. You need to learn our ability called Dodgy Character. Beautiful. So his Guile is basically done. It just needs this Guile and this Guile. But to get to those two Guiles, we have to go through Boomerangs, which I still think sucks, but it is what it is. So let's start making our way through there. You can learn Metal Liquor, and then eventually we'll get that. Back to Serena. Serena, our girl, who gets infinitesimal points. It's kind of ridiculous. She's got a lot to do. What is this? Magical maximum HP when wielding plus 10. Magical might. I'll probably get magical might instead for now. Beautiful. And she can hold off. She's doing also very well. Our boy Salvando. We are learning your lightness, right? Because showmanship, we don't want the last one, so we want the lightness. And we're gonna learn charm or agility or Pied Piper. I think what I'm going to learn here is probably the charm. So we're going to hold up until the charm. Never going to learn the dual wield probably. Our girl, Jade, she's a spear girl. She only cares about getting them spears action up as much as she can. So we got the spear stuff. Our boy, Enlightened Man, if you will. He's got to get enlightened to infinity early on. So beautiful. He can now... Award for training 20 rap skills. We can now unlock this. And it is 25 Clear Your Mind, undo all positive effects affecting an enemy. Okay. After doing Clear Your Mind, we can learn what this is. So he's got a long way to go. This guy is very hard to level up, by the way. And then last but certainly not least, our boy Hendrik, who's got a lot of heroism things to learn, but he can't learn it. He can learn Pep Up Power. So that's great. So he gets the Pep Up Power. Next we got to learn is these two abilities. So that's 20 points to learn the final of his heroism ability. So doing pretty well everywhere in general, but now we have got things to do. So I think what we should start off with is quests. So let's start with quests. Who's Assault? Head back to Phenomenon and give a training shift. He's long way to Assault. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. So I want to go to Phenomenon. Okay. So now we're just going to go to every town. We're going to do hand in every side quest we can do. Do all the side quests. There's a couple of side quests missing, as you guys noticed. I'm not sure why that is or what that is, but we should solve that hopefully as time goes on. We're going to head to Nordica. Now that Elazrin is missing, we know that we can... We might, well not we can, but we might possibly be able to make our way back to Nordica. How much money do I have? 150,000? Not enough. I don't know why I broke those pots. Like, let's be honest, at this point, if I haven't got all the pots in Phenomenon, I did something really wrong. There we go. Oh, it is you. Did you manage to get the Rainbow Rock Salt? Yes, I did. Hands of the Rainbow Rock Salt. You did. Oh, that's just great. Can I have a look? That's strange. It just looks like normal salt. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my goodness. This is sensational. It's sweet and sour and a little bit spicy. Oh, it's just wonderful. It tastes absolutely everything. There isn't any other season that can compete with this for depth and complexity. I say Rainbow Rock Salt deserves its reputation. I think it's going to open all sorts of new culinary avenues for me. I'm so glad I came all the way to get some. I have to say, I don't blame those monsters for setting up camp down in the cave either. If I had a supply of this stuff on tap, I think I'd ever leave either. I'd ever leave. That's probably never, but they probably made a swearing error. Thanks so much for going down there to get it for me. Here, take this. You've done my culinary career no end of good, I'm sure of it. Receives 10 chunks of mythril ore. Okay, that's a okay reward. I'm not too sad about that one. Quest complete. Beautiful. The rainbow rocks what you got me is mind-blowing stuff. That's what heaven tastes like, I'm sure of it. Every time I have a little taste of it, an idea of a new dish pops into my mind. Okay, next quest. Quest catalog. You go to page 1. Page 1. Done. 2. Done. 3. Done. 4. A white riddle. You've been asked by Conchetta to try and solve a riddle to equip whatever weapon you think is the answer to your conundrums and speak with her in the library. Okay, a measure man. You've been asked to go to a desert island far to the west of Honolulu and beat a nightclub with the buff pep power. You'll need unbridled blade and a certain other bit in order to pull off this particular maneuver. We can't do that because Jade, if I'm correct, oops, has not learned puff, right? So puff is here or here. She's got pink typhoon too. Awesome. So Jade does not have puff. So Jade cannot use puff yet. So we don't have the oh, she has puff. Jade has puff. So if Jade has puff and Hendrik has the other ability, then shouldn't we have puff? I'm very confused. So well, that's our next quest that we can do. I'm gonna hold off a little bit on the I'm gonna hold off a little. Where is this place? There. I'm gonna hold off a little bit on doing the riddle me quests, because that's gonna require like a lot of equipment that I don't have yet. But I'm gonna go on a shopping spree soon, where I just absolutely buy everything. So it should solve that problem. So I'm gonna go to a lineup. We need to put Hendrik in Sylvando's place. And we need to go here. So there we go. So we need to use Unbridled Blade and then use Puff, if I understand correctly. Because I have Unbridled Blade and I have Puff. But I don't have a pep power called Buff. Maybe I need to puff and then Unbridled Blade or Unbridled Blade. There's a lot of nightclubbers, so it's not a problem. Okay, so we're gonna go to this island. You guys actually haven't seen this island since the world changed into darkness. I've not been back here yet, so you'll see that there's just a couple of new enemies. Nothing too serious. Nothing we need to worry about too much. Group enemies appears. Is that a new snake? A sail serpent. That might be a new snake. I think that's the first time we've encountered a snake, but I'm not entirely sure. That might be the first time we've encountered that snake now I think about it, but I could be wrong. So we're going to make our way to the island where there's a bunch of nightclubbers. We're going to murder the nightclubbers, of course, which is going to solve the quest, and we're going to head on to hand in the quest, obviously, in Honolulu, out of all places. There are quite a few quests in Honolulu, actually, so we got a couple of quests in Honolulu to tackle. We'll have to see how that goes. Insula Incognita. Bam bam bam. Bam 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 bam. For Adam, it's probably horrible. And it was horrible. I mean, technically a sprig of waveweed could be good. We don't know. So as you can see, the Cyclops are here now instead of up there. And here we've got Gigantuses. But I mean, we fought a bunch of Gigantuses recently, so I'm not going to fight them. Because we've been fighting them in Hoto, if you guys have been following the series, so there's no reason to fight these Gigantus, so I'm going to be skipping them. I will be collecting all the items here. There's a Yggdrasil leaf right here that you can get every time, so I'm definitely getting it. Yeah, I'll fight it. Okay, fine. I wasn't going to fight you, Gigantus boy, but I guess I will now because you kind of forced my hand. So we start off with a little bit of a, what about a crushed ice on Gigantus? That should be fine. Oh, that did very little damage. Kind of surprised. Gigagash. And then as you can see right there, right next to the Gigantus, we got a boss troll, which is obviously a stronger version than a normal troll. I know. You guys are like, what? Really? Yes. We can hope for double boom here, man. Oh, damn, you don't even need double boom. A singular boom is more than enough. A Gigantus drops a Alpha and Elixir. Ooh, that's a rare drop. So I'm not going to fight these boss trolls anymore since we saw one in that Gigantus fight. I'm just going to head straight for the Nightclubbers. So we've got two things to do. A, either Puff Puff, Unbridled Blade, or B, Unbridled Blade, then Puff Puff. Now, it's a little bit confusing because I thought Buff Buff would be a pep power because usually it's pep powers. But it seems that that might not be the case. Bam. Okay, so you need to do the Fiend. You need to, I mean, you can just like buff us so we don't just die while we're trying to do this. Bam. Okay, so let's try the Puff Puff. Jay performs the best Puff Puff on the Night Clubber. It misses. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. He needs to do Unbridled Blade. A savage swing that so I can inflict Unbridled Blade. I don't understand what this has to do with Puff Puff, but according to the game, it does defend. Okay, so no one else can attack pretty much until the Puff Puff lands. Missed again. So we're just gonna keep defending for now until either it dies from, I don't know, a heart attack, or we land a Puff Puff. So I think we might not be able to land a Puff Puff. Do you have anything that like makes them more susceptible to Puff Puff? I mean, it lowers spell resistance. Puff Puff might be spell resistant, so it might be considered a spell. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that I need to land this to try and get this Buff Buff to work, but I'm assuming Puff Puff and Buff Buff. I'm assuming Buff Buff is a what's we call it? A pep power, but I could be wrong. I mean, does this ever land? This is ridiculous. How many times do I have to do this ability? Hey, Nightclub gets enormous grin in his face. Okay, defend. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe I can do Buff Buff now. No, okay. So I'm gonna use Unbridled Blade because I don't know what a Buff Buff is. So I'm gonna use Unbridled Blade, and then either it's gonna work Buff Buff or we don't have a Buff Buff. One of the two. The Nightclub is defeated. Each promise is 2,355. 2,356. So we don't have it. Misk quest catalog. The measure of a man. You've been asked to go to a desert island far to the west of Honolulu and beat a nightclubber with the Buff Buff pep power. You'll need Unbridled Blade and a certain other ability in order to pull off this particular maneuver. A certain other ability. So in other words, the only other thing I can think is that Jade has got a lure ability that I have not learned yet that unlocks Buff Buff, which so she still needs to learn. So we need to actually get her leveled up so that she can get points in her thing. We could also use some skill seeds, I guess. How many skill seeds do I have? I'm not going to waste skill seeds. So we do not have Buff Buff. It's just a fact. So we're not going to spend any more time here. I just wasn't sure. It said pep power. I freaking read pep power. I knew it was pep power, and I was still like, can we do it? When night falls, you've been asked to use the Rise pep power on the night aberrant and eerie. Put 3 souls in your party, and you'll be good to go. That is Sylvando. That is Sylvando and my main character and what's his face? Hendrik, yeah. So we need to take out Jade, leave, and put in, oops. Take out Jade and put in Sylvando. Okay, sweet. And now we're gonna quickly zoom to the eerie. So you guys all knew this was coming, this whole side quest episode. It was gonna happen. There was no way it wasn't gonna happen because I love side quests. I I think I've said this in Persona. I'm pretty sure I would have said this in Persona and in maybe other Final Fantasy games. But I prefer the side quests in these games way more than the actual game. If you had to ask me like what I want to do, I could tell you no doubt that I'd always want to do the side quests instead of the actual game. So getting a pep up here on all our characters is obviously going to be very hard, but we got to try our best. So hello, Knight of Baron. Why did you take 124? Did you just take 124 damage like naturally or what? So we got one pip up ready. We should take out Hendrik out of the party. So we should actually kill this guy. We take Hendrik out and get Sylvander a pip up, and then once Sylvander's pipped up, then we can put Hendrik back in our party because our main character can pip himself up. So.
Goodness.
So we actually want to go to lineup. Take I mean, let's put Jade in, I guess. There we go. Because these guys could potentially. Well, then again, we don't want to pep up. We don't want to use Sylvander in their pep power. A rotten exoskeletons appears. Okay. So basically, right now, all I'm doing is just delaying until Sylvander gets a pepper power, which is very difficult and very frustrating. Because the thing is, they kind of need to hit Sylvander to make him pep up. Like, I can just pep up, which is great. Because I'm a I have the pep up ability. So this might be hard to pep up here because the enemies here are going to be very weak. So now I'm actually going to. I mean, we also need to be at nighttime, right? For the Areas to spawn, if I remember correctly. So I'm actually going to head to the bottom of the area, and I'm going to go and grind there against those more vicious enemies. The battleground will be a good place. We could probably grind quite a lot of or easy grind a pep power on Sylvander in the battlegrounds because the enemies there are actually strong and will actually be able to damage me. Some of these quests are going to be a little bit out of the way and a little bit difficult to accomplish, but we're going to have to give it our best go. Oh, I forgot. I come out here. It's a little bit awkward, but that's okay. We'll make it work, nonetheless. The enemies here are definitely strong, so we shouldn't have a problem of getting I'm not saying super easy, but ooh, that's scary looking. But a much easier version of pepping up Sylvander. Of course, it also depends on how often Sylvander gets attacked. Also, I'm quite a lot stronger now. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's fucking paralyzed. The paralyzed doesn't do anything for. The paralyzed does nothing for pep power. Can't you just do your like super twirly burly attack that just hurts all of us? That would be great, by the way. I would really appreciate one of those. Nope, that's the wrong person. Oh yeah, pep up, hit Sylvander. That is the wrong person, you fool. That is the wrong person, you fool. This is why it's impossible, because you need a very specific character to get hit, and if the enemies just never choose to attack that guy, what do? You do nothing. You sit there and you wait until the enemies decide to one day attack that guy. But look, Sylvander's not defended. Just attack Sylvander. Attack Sylvander. Sylvander's not defended. Why you attack my main character? I said attack Sylvander. What part about attack Sylvander did he not understand? Oh my word, now he gets 0 turns. Like, every other time I do this, the man gets 1,000 turns. The one time I need him to get, like, turns and attack me, he's just like, nope. Nope. I don't need to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this. I think this will take too long if I try and do this naturally. I'm gonna edit this episode a lot, so we're gonna edit this until Sylvander's got a pep up power. I'll see you guys back as soon as Sylvander actually has a pep up and we can go and fight the enemy. See you guys soon. And here we are back in the area. We finally got the pep up thing. It took insanely long actually. Freaking Sylvander just never got hit. No enemy attacked Sylvander for like 20 minutes straight. I'm not even kidding. So they just said kill a Knight the Baron, right? There was no specific Knight the Baron that they killed. It was just a singular Knight the Baron at nighttime. I do understand this correct. I am correct, Rastus. So let's go. Arise. Call upon the power of knightlyhood, of swordmen, of all types of swords. I'm very badass. My attributes have been skyrocketed through the air and I'm pepped up, so it's a 2-for-1 special. And I can just go like Giga Gash. And the quest should be done, right? Right? Right, game? Okay. You survived. He survived. I'm actually kind of impressed that he survived. And then Serena kills a couple of right clicks. So that's great. So that should be that quest done. You use the rise to defeat the Knight the Baron. Go and tell the old man standing on the other side of the sea gates in Portobello. Oh, was the guy in Portobello? I wasn't sure where it was. Other side of the sea gates. I'm not exactly sure where that was. I for some reason thought this was the guy in Honolulu. Honolulu's the nightclub, but he wants the buff. I thought about it and I figured out what buff stands for. Hendrik is a really buff man, right? He's a really manly man. He's real buff and manly. So basically what I think it stands for, it's like Hendrik's gonna do a puff. You know? Oh, it's Portobello, my favorite place in the game. You do not need anything, amigo. Nada, I can see from your face that you have done as I ask you. You have done a great service to the cause of chivalry and to the reputation of caballeros everywhere, except the small road, por favor. Receives a metal slime shield. Ay, pero es muy triste. The tale of the Knight Baron is very sad. No, to be turned into a monster and to forget everything in which once believed. A knight's word is his bond, his kingdom is his mast. He serves the weak untiring, challenges the strong unflinchingly, and never retreats in the face of adversity. A caballero must live by these principles, amigo. The thought that they could have forgotten it is frightening indeed. I can't believe we got a metal slime shield. Are you actually kidding me? Is that the literal strongest shield in the game? Ay, muy triste. The tale of the night. Okay, as I said. Sweet, so we got a metal thing. I need to check that out. I mean, I'm not going to equip it. Oh, look at that block, baby. So good. I don't have a sword wielder in my team. Because I've gone for the most awkward lineup ever, but it would have been so good if I did. Anyway, that's another quest done. Let's check for our next quest. Quest Catalogo. So this is the right order and the measure of man. We can't do those. One last request. Go back to La Cabine Notre Dame de last night and share what you learned with Rose at nighttime. It is nighttime. And what's the other one? You should still be in front of them. Head back to yeah, this is actually perfect. We have to do 2 quests for the price of 1. So let's quickly head on over to L'Academia. It's still nighttime right now, so we can get to Rose hopefully quick enough. And we can speak to zombies. So it's a literal 2-for-1 completion special. The music in Portobello is beautiful. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So good. Stay nighttime game. Don't you dare become daytime. Run, JRPGaming, run, my man. We need to make it to Rose before it becomes daytime. Oh, it's in the middle of the night. We still have lots of time. I mean, since we're here, we might as well try the riddle. We might be able to excuse me, do a good job there. At some point I'm gonna have to grind levels. It's just what it is, because I need to learn stuff for buff, etc, etc. Hello. Hello again. Did you find my daddy? Have you brought me battle of pungent perfume? Yes. Show me hands of the pungent perfume. That's it! My daddy's secret formula. Oh, I don't know how to thank you. You've saved my life. Here, you should take this. It's the least you deserve. You've made me the happiest girl in the whole wide world. D. Receives Heidi's home. Excuse me. Quest complete. Speaking with her is always complicated. Heidi's home. Ooh, it looks badass. It's worse for us, but what about our boy Hendrik? Hendrik, is it maybe better on you? Nope. Okay, well that was pointless then. Wait, really? It's not better. It's not better on anyone. I don't believe this for a second. Someone. It has to be better on somebody. Somebody needs to equip this freaking quest item I just received. You mother fudges. Okay, to the church chapel area where there's a ghost just relaxing. Rose, what's up? You back? Did you find Maxie's grave? Was the legendary treasure buried there? Jeb tells Rose that Maxie's true treasure was actually the beautiful scenery of her homeland of Zwadrast. So it was the fields of wheat that were the part of her treasure that shone like the setting sun, and it was her homeland that she thought was more precious than the purest gold. I see. It's not what I expected, but thank you. Thank you for fulfilling my last wish. Now I know what the treasure truly is, and I can finally rest in peace. Oh, but before I go, I have this. Receives a chrono crystal. I'm going to go up to the world tree right away so I can look down on Zwadrast and see Maxie's treasure for myself. Bye bye. We'll see each other again soon, I'm sure. Am I gonna die? Are you saying I'm gonna die, little girl? Oh man, Rose is too cute. I kind of feel bad for Rose. She died very young. But we promised us we were cast. So let's go speak to the slime. Maybe we can solve this puzzle quickly. I need to equip a sword that does something. Let's just click it now. What sort of weapon do you like to make to frustrate something? Wait, what sort of weapon sounds like it's made to frustrate something that's flagging? Have you worked out the answer yet? This is a trick around Ian for a cranium container and brain blocks like you. I'll give you a clue. What this weapon is, it frustrates things that are flagging. It diffuses damp squibs. It declines defeats. It foils fizz. Oops, I think I've freed the feline. I've let the cat out of the bag. If you think you know the answer, then equip it and come and show it to me. So it's obviously a sword that, as I've said before, will deal lightning damage when attacking. Cures a single ally of negative status effects when used as an item in battle. Why would you use the Sword of Light as an item in battle? Dart damage to demon form, no. Basically a sword singes a single enemy with a blazing fire. We know it's not the Quartry sword, we tried that already. We'll make 2 attacks at once. Damage out to undead. Singes a group of enemies with a blazing fire when using item battle. I'm gonna put that on quickly. What sword? Okay, it's not a raw sword. Dealt damage to dragon family monsters increased by 20%. To demon monsters, 12% paralyzing enemies. Damage out to undead. Will deal lightning damage. Since a group of enemies. Okay, so we go through all. I'm gonna try Dragon's Bane quickly. Okay, so whatever this is, I don't have the weapon yet. So Sword of Light it is. Sweet. So as you can see, we got the Sword of Light equipped now, so we are super strong. Since we're here, we will hand in the millimeters, and then I think we're gonna end the episode there. It's gonna be a tad bit shorter because I did spend a lot of time grinding the paper power for our boy Savanda. La Academia de Notre Maîtresse de Medilas welcomes you, young man. I see that you have about me the 2 millimeters. Magnificent. Allow me to stamp your albion. It's exactly enough, as I said, to get the Death Dagger. Death Dagger! Ooh, it looks weird. Felicitations, young man. Your reward for collecting 65 stamps is a Death Dagger, a maximum magnificent prize indeed. Circle of Serendipity is our next thing. Et voila, you have now collected a total of 65 stamps. Keeps the millimeters coming, and when you reach a total of 75, I will reward you with a Circle of Serendipity. How isn't that in a maximally magnificent prize? Item lodges. What if we can find different types of items? Holy crap. So, Death Dagger. I cannot equip Death Dagger. Eric! Chances pricing the enemy increased by 3%. It's literally better than what I'm currently using, so that's a bonus. We're using the Deft and the Dread Dagger. Double D's, baby. All the way. For now, that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button. Next episode, we'll do the next side quest, whatever that might be. And we'll be finishing all the side quests before we go and start doing all the optional things in the game. Pretty much now, since the game wants me to go straight to the Lord of Shadows, and I don't know if we can go. There's a very big chance if I go to the Lord of Shadows, I'm going to hit that shield, and the game's like, oh no, we can't get to the shield. And it's going to tell me I need all 6 orbs to get to the shield. That's also a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. So we don't know for sure if we can even make it to the Lord of Shadows. But I've decided I want to do all the side quests and all the side stuff now so long that I kind of get it out of the way and we can move on to the next area. So for now, what I'm going to do is off camera, I'm just going to quickly make my way to Portavalo and make my way to Octagonia so that I can work out how much tokens I need to buy one of everything in the what is one want to call it, the casinos. Once we figure out how much tokens we're going to need in total, I'll write that down on a little piece of paper so I have it written down and I know, and then I will probably grind that all off camera, or maybe make like a little video where I hit jackpots on all the different types of machines, etc, something along those lines. I haven't decided yet, but we will see as time goes on. For now, I say thank you very much for watching this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next episode of Dragon Quest XI. Thanks for watching.